Yo, what is up, Ninja? OG over here from NewsEssence, and welcome to another NewsEssence video. Today, we're going to talk about how it took Nintendo up to 1 year to develop the Nintendo Switch news section. We also have some information on some new games coming to Nintendo Switch, and one big surprise that we thought wasn't coming based on the NIS live stream, but is coming to the Nintendo Switch. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get right into it. I'm going to go ahead and start off with the Nintendo Switch news section. You know, that handy little section to where you can read all sorts of cool Nintendo news, even stuff that kind of breaks on there at times as well. Well, Nintendo actually detailed how they created this section on the official Japanese Nintendo site. So let's go ahead and get into some of the information here. So the section was created by only 4 to 5 people. So Nintendo forgot exactly how many people created this in terms of it. They said 4 to 5. Maybe it was 4, maybe it was 5. Who knows? I just found that hilarious. There's just 4 to 5. I thought you would know if it's such a low number. I thought you'd know exactly how many people. Maybe one person worked on it, then ran away. I don't know. So it took roughly 1 year to create. And that's kind of the big news at this whole thing. It took them 1 year to create this. Maybe if they put a couple more people on there, it wouldn't have taken 1 year. No, I'm joking. Let's go ahead and get through all this. Then we'll kind of talk about it at the end. So challenges, including receiving feedback from game news from Japan and overseas clients. Due to time and cultural differences, the feedback received was sometimes opposite of each other. The team had to scrap/rebuild parts of completed functionality based on the feedback received at different times of the day. This was very difficult on the team, so they changed the way they operated. Devs would make an incomplete version of the component, show it to Japanese/overseas teams, then tweak it to complete. There were different needs/desires from clients in Japan and overseas. The dev team would suggest ideas until they'd hit one that would satisfy everyone, then moved forward with development. So this seemed very, very tedious to do something like this, but I'm so glad that they actually took the time to do it. The Nintendo Switch news section is actually one of my favorite aspects about the Nintendo Switch, because often Nintendo will post videos, they'll post top 20 eShop or top 15, I think, in terms of worldwide numbers. They'll just go over all sorts of stuff that you don't normally see, even on websites and everything. You can actually get that information from there. I actually have made a couple videos based off of news on there where Nintendo once again reconfirmed Xenoblade Chronicles 2 for 2017 release. They actually did that via their news section. They said, hey, this is coming out 2017. And I remember I reported on that, and all the other websites were like, well, we'll see about that. So I was super confident that was going to be 2017 if they actually felt confident enough to put it on their news section along with already with the fact sheet and everything with it. So it's just crazy how cool the news section is. But man, 1 year to create that based on just cultural time differences, things like that. That is just insane to think about how much stuff they actually had to do. It was only 4 to 5 people like they stated, but I can see all of the work that could be, and 1 whole year just to create that one section. People don't realize how difficult and complicated it is to build these systems, especially with some of the unique aspects on there like that when it comes to a news section, because this is different from what we see normally like on other systems. I don't think I've ever played a system that has a news section on there like that. Now, I've played systems that have access to internet browsers, of course, and then you can get news from there, or you have like a community feed where people can post news, but not to one that's filtered like this, that actually has videos filtered in all in one spot right there. You can see different things on there. It's tuned to based on where you live in terms of region. You can follow channels. There's all sorts of stuff that you can do on there that you wouldn't normally see. It just seems like a really weird, but then again, at the same time, really welcomed feature to the Nintendo Switch. And definitely early on, it was one of the things that I actually went to, and I actually went to the Nintendo Switch news section to look for different stuff in terms of what to talk about, and sometimes still do browse it to see what else is on there and just kind of to follow new channels. So it's a fantastic feature. I'm glad they added it. They worked super hard on it, and the success of the Nintendo Switch is not dependent on the news section, but it definitely does help out when you have features like that, and the people who did that can be vindicated, like, man, all of our hard work actually paid off, because everyone who poured in all the hard work into creating Miiverse, and Miiverse is already gone, which is very unfortunate. So I think the news section is going to stick around for a lot longer than Miiverse did. So what do you guys think about the Nintendo Nintendo Switch news section, do you still go on there? What do you think about it taking 1 year to develop and the type of work that they had to do? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving to the next article here, we do have a confirmation that Kadokawa's first Nintendo game will be The Lost Child. It is confirmed to be coming to Nintendo Switch when we originally thought that this game wasn't going to be coming based on the press event that NIS America had. So it's due out alongside the PS4 and the PS Vita versions in the West, and The Lost Child will launch for the Nintendo Switch along the previously announced PS4 and PS Vita versions in North America and Europe this summer. Publisher NIS America has announced the PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch versions will be released both physically and digitally, and the PS Vita version will be released only digitally. So that's unfortunate for all of the physical Vita fans out there. You might want to get a Nintendo Switch version of the game, I'm not really sure, or PS4. So here is a little bit of an overview about the game. So there is an occult journalist, Hayato Ibuki, who encounters a strange girl during his investigations into a series of mysterious suicides in Tokyo. She implores that Hayato must live before bestowing upon him a mystical device that allows him to capture celestial and arcane creatures. And he goes on all sorts of cool escapades based on that. Has some cool features such as Mythology Unbound, features 50+ entities from myths and legends to capture, each with 3 unique forms to progress through. Spread through a wealth of knowledge, there are more than 250 skills to learn and distribute among your party of captured astrals, and the infinite abyss awaits. You can test yourself against massive dungeons with up to 99 floors of deadly danger. So Kadokawa Games, they normally don't develop anything on Nintendo platforms. They completely skipped out on the Wii U. I don't think they really did anything on the DS, and they are coming to the Nintendo Switch because remember, at the NIS press event, they didn't announce a Nintendo Switch version of the game. Are they busting it to make one? Was it a late edition? It's coming this summer, so the game could be potentially finished, and then they just kind of poured it over. I'm kind of wondering how the Switch version got into play because the Switch was a major focus of the NIS America press event, and this game was clearly only announced for the PS Vita and the PS4 at that event. Everyone's like, oh, of course, Kadokawa Games, they don't make anything for Nintendo systems, and then all of a sudden we get this announcement here. So something tells me that it was a late announcement, and maybe they thought that it wasn't going to release alongside the PS4 and PS Vita versions, but found out that yes, they can get it done in time, so then they decided to announce it. That's the only thing that I can think of. So maybe it was going to come to Nintendo Switch, but it wasn't originally going to launch alongside it, and they were going to announce it at a later time. That's the only thing I can think of. Otherwise, why not announce it at your big event with thousands upon thousands of people watching? It doesn't make sense to me. So something tells me that there was a little bit of a snafu, or they could know that they can find someone to get the port done at the same time so it can release alongside the other ones and physically be it that. So something tells me that they were planning it, but at the same time, like, just something just feels a little bit off with this whole thing. But I'm happy that it's coming. It's an interesting looking game, kind of reminds me of Shin Megami Tensei, Persona, type of demon collecting, having them in your party, fighting with them, going through multiple areas of like dungeons to where you can fight and fight and fight. So Persona has stuff like that. So I'm really looking forward to this one here. I think it's going to be pretty cool, but I'm going to have to wait and see how the gameplay plays out, some of the reviews and things like that. But let me know what you guys think about The Lost Child, surprisingly now coming to Nintendo Switch from Kadokawa Games. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving into the final article here, God Wars, the complete legend for the Nintendo Switch, will be coming to the West this fall. The PlayStation 4 and the PS Vita versions will receive an expansion and updates. So God Wars, the complete legend, a definitive edition of God Wars Future Past that includes the base game, the upcoming Legend of Yomi expansion, and more, is coming to North America and Europe for the Nintendo Switch both physically and digitally this fall. Publisher NIS America has announced. NIS also confirmed that it will release the Legend of Yomi expansion and quality of life updates for the PlayStation 4 and PS Vita versions of God Wars Future Past. In Japan, God Wars the Complete Legend will launch for the PlayStation 4, PS Vita, and Nintendo Switch. A release window for Japan has yet to be announced. So that's interesting that they actually have it for America in terms of a release window, but not for Japan yet, which is usually always the other way around. But it's coming this fall, so maybe it's going to come out a little bit sooner in Japan. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of an overview of the game. We're going to go over some of the key features. So this is a tale steeped in Japanese tradition. You can step into Japan as you have never seen before and discover the wonder that has captivated storytellers and generations of people. Discover their stories and meet the myriad of gods. A wealth of customization and tactics. Customize 14 playable characters from more than 30 classes with 400 plus skills and more than 250 unique pieces of equipment as you mold your party to face each new challenge. So the visuals are inspired from another age, as they say here, inspired by traditional Japanese ink painting and wood carving art. The artwork of God Wars will transport players to an age filled with mythology and wonder and the complete legend. Experience over 100 hours of new content in the Legend of Yomi, as well as the complete story of God Wars future past, including all DLC and updates to the game's mechanics, and perfect your strategy. So once again, really happy that a game like this is coming over to Nintendo Switch, and NIS America has actually, or just Nippon Ichisoft in general, has become pretty much one of the top publishers on the Nintendo Switch with the announcements that they've had. I counted, I think, 7 to 9 games at the NIS press event, and that wasn't counting these games right here. I think maybe God Wars is maybe counted, but for sure the other game, The Lost Child, was not counted at all because they didn't announce it then and there. So that's even more games that they're bringing, and all of it is coming this year, and a lot of it is going to be physical and digital as well. So NIS is definitely stepping up to the plate. I love to see all these different games that they're bringing out, and a lot of them necessarily aren't the biggest games out there or don't have the best graphics or anything like that, but they have tons of content. They have great mechanics, and that's the biggest thing that I would say about NIS games, is that they have great mechanics, great gameplay, and a lot of content. So if you don't have a ton of cash to be spending on games all the time, because a lot of them are short out there, you can definitely pick up NIS games like Disgaea 5, for example, and get 200 plus hours of content. When it comes to God Wars, is going to have well over 100 to 200 hours of content with the base game and the DLC as well. So that is a lot of stuff out there for Switch players to play from NIS America, and I'm looking forward to God Wars in addition to some of these other titles as well from NIS America. The Fallen Legion looks really good too. So what do you guys think about all of the love from NIS America, in addition to Nintendo's laborious 1 year of making the Nintendo Switch News channel? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of PlayerSense across the webs in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon and YouTube live gaming page and consider supporting PlayerSense. When you do so, it gets you access to all sorts of cool benefits, perks, rewards, and emails via YouTube sponsorship. We also have a Twitch page as well, which we're going to be doing a lot more live streaming there. So if you'd like to watch live streams on Twitch, go ahead and give us a follow. Link in the description below. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerSense for the latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you for the next video. Peace.